Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums. Tis I, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, for you guys in the viewerverse, I thought I'd talk a little bit about my Steam wishlist. Yeah, I'm not wearing my cap today. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so at the top of my Steam wishlist is A Light No Fire. Now, there's no release date for this game. We don't know all too much about it. It does look pretty darn good, and yeah, it's one that I'm definitely looking forward to. The next on this list, actually, let's click into it. For anybody that's new here, I'm going to click into it and we're going to play the trailer. I'm just going to mute it just in case. I'm going to make this nice and full screen. But yeah, this is a procedurally generated fantasy style open worldy sandbox game. Now, other than that, we don't know all too much. We do know that it's going to have multiplayer aspects. And it does look pretty nice. And it's from the makers of No Man's Sky, a game that I play a lot on my channel. If you want to check out No Man's Sky, check out my channel. There's a heck of a lot on there, to be fair. But this one, you get to ride dragons and kingfishers and all sorts across the actual world and landscape. We just don't know to what end. We don't know whether there's a big mean boss like Mum-Ra the Ever-Living or something. Yeah, so I want to find out the objective of the game, because if it hasn't got an objective and it hasn't got much to do, then it's going to be not much of a game. So we need to understand what the game is. We understand the game world, we understand the game premise in a roundabout way, that you're going to be building and flying around. But other than that, there's not much else that we know about this title right now. But it still is one that's on my wish list, and it's one that I want to know more about for sure. Okay, how do I make this like less big? There we go. Brilliant. And back. Right, next up inside of this list is Under a Rock. Now, Under a Rock looks freaking awesome. So the idea of this is, it's like Journey to the Centre of the Earth. You end up in some weird, strange world, like an insidey, earthy type world with all sorts of strange and wonderful fauna and flora there. And the idea is you go in, you catalogue as much of this flora and fauna as you can, and report back to your benefactors that have supported this jaunt. And it's all procedurally generated inside of this world that you end up in, so each time you play it could be different. And it's kind of like, yeah, just an open worldy, adventure-y type, sandboxy type fun affair. Now this enters into early access. The only thing is I can't tell where, when, or how I go about getting into this to play it. I have emailed them and they sent me like a press pack so I could, see a few extra additional screenshots and a few other bits of video footage. But other than that, not much has come of that one, to be fair. But yeah, I'm interested in knowing more. I would like to know more on that one. That one is still on my radar. There's no release date as yet. Eternal Strands. This one is supposed to be coming out on the 28th of this month. There's no like pre-order bundles or anything like that for this one. Now this one reminds me a little bit of Shadow of the Colossus. You can climb all over giant monsters, take them down, but it's got this shell-shaded sort of art style that I really like. And the main character to this, she looks almost Filipina. As you know, my girlfriend in real life and my wife-to-be is also a Filipina. So I kind of can get behind this one. I think I could play as this character and kind of enjoy it a little bit. I mean, she probably isn't Filipina, but she looks it. But anyways, I will probably be jumping into this as soon as I possibly can, and this comes out on the 28th of January, which isn't long to go. So this is definitely one that I'm going to be picking up and at least doing my first impressions of, maybe doing a review of. I'm hoping it's not like a massively crazy priced game. I'm hoping that it's under 60 quid, to be fair, but we shall see. It looks good. It looks like it might have quite a lot of lore. It looks like it's got quite a lot of armor sets and things, so yeah, it might be good. But I'm liking the idea of Shadow Colossus being shell shaded, and it kind of looks that way. Brilliant. So the next one is For the Stars. Apparently I added this back in August and I can't remember it. So this one I need to jog my memory on. So you know what, I'm going to make it full screen and turn the sound on for this one and watch it with you. Okay, so you might get my reaction on this one. Well, that's a lovely intro so far. Is this the one that looked a little bit like No Man's Sky but realistic graphics? I can't.
For the Stars is a survival MMO in space. You might call it an open universe sandbox
Cool.
game, with a focus being on exploration and scientific advancement.
Okay.
We're making this game for everybody, for
That's me!
people
I'm an
who
everybody!
love survival games like we do, people who are fascinated by science fiction and space, and want to see what would happen, you know, in that proverbial what if. What if this capability
Something
to
must have made me
go
want
into
to wishlist
space was
this.
real and it was here and it was now? How would it be different from what we expect space to be like? And I want people who want to explore that question to be able to join us on this journey.
Well, so far it looks like an RTS, but
Survival is the core of Snail Games' pedigree. It's what we've spent so much time working on, so we know that genre really well. And ultimately, a lot of this has been coming to this culmination of a point where we can get what we think is
nice.
the ultimate survival game.
Sweet.
We have been working on some pretty interesting technologies to support what we're trying to accomplish, but we've actually taken a couple risks here. One of the areas that we're taking a risk in is trying to take voxel technology, which allows complete world building from the core of a planet out. We're going to have some planets that you can dig all the way through. Given that we're a realism art style, that's a really hard ask. It's something that other people haven't done in this genre before. Core mechanics of the game really revolve first around exploration, going out and finding all these planets, seeing what sorts of unique resources they have, but also what challenges you're going to need to overcome. And
so this is why I favorited
it. You've got to plan for it. In addition to that, we also have research and crafting, the ability to take things that you find on one planet and craft and research different solutions that are nothing like what you would find on another planet. One of the great stories we want to explore here is what is different about humanity once we have the capability of expanding to other parts of the universe. How is that going to change our identity?
Okay, so that's why I wishlisted that one. It is kind of No Man's Sky-esque, isn't it, really? So that one, yeah, there's no new news on this one, is there? Snail Games USA. Interesting. Not much else to go on at the moment, just as coming soon, that one. But now I know why it's on my wish list. It's staying on there. I did have June on here. I removed June. I think it looks too survival-y for me. I don't think I will find it fun. I think I'll find it frustrating. All right, okay, so we've got Monster Hunter Wilds. Now, Monster Hunter Wilds comes out on the 28th of February. So Eternal Strands comes out 28th of January. Monster Hunter Wilds, February. So I'm hoping to play Eternal Strands at least until Monster Hunter drops. So here we go, let's hit up Monster Hunter. And if you haven't seen Monster Hunter, it looks freaking epic. I mean, I used to play Monster Hunter Worlds, and I've also played the other one that came out not so long ago, Rise. And I've got playlists on both of those. I haven't got many videos in those playlists. They didn't do overly well as videos, but at the same time, I really enjoyed playing them. It's something that it's a bit of a tricky one for the channel. I'm really hoping that with this coming to all platforms that it can come to, I'm hoping it's going to have people on Xbox and PlayStation and PC all playing it. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. But we shall see. I really enjoy the Monster Hunter sort of series, and I'm going to be playing it regardless. I mean, it might not be something that I keep on the channel, but I'm going to be playing it offline. It's something that's going to be taking up my time. So why not put videos out as I'm doing it? I'm just not the greatest at it. You know, I try. Anyway, Dragon's Dogma 2. I've got this on my PlayStation 5, and it didn't run well at launch. I played it up to the point where I got to a desert town, and I just found that the enemies are too numerous, and it's the same enemies over and over again. It got repetitive and it got boring for me. I am a massive fan of Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. It's one of my favourite games of all time. Dragon's Dogma 2 has been one of the biggest disappointments that I've had in a long, long time. And I still don't think it's worth £30.76. I don't. Not when I could get maybe Palworld and Subside for the same price, which is actually really tempting right now. I had Palworld on my Xbox, and I thoroughly loved it. I honestly don't mind starting again on PC. This could be something I could be playing right now up to the time that Eternal Strands drops. I'm actually talking myself into this. I'm going to add it to cart. There we go. We've added that to cart. Continue shopping. That's in my cart. Am I going to check it out? I might. Heck yes. So Palworld, if you haven't seen Palworld, it's like Pokemon but with guns. It's freaking insane. There you go. I'll bring it up in the background just so you can see a little bit of the trailer for it. But yeah, it's basically Pokemon with guns. That's about the best way that I can describe it, to be fair. Now, I found this game to be super responsive controls-wise. It was nice using the dodge mechanic. I like the fact that you can fly on different sorts of creatures, and you really do use the creature's abilities in this. You're not all that strong in this game. You are very much dependent on your creatures, and not only that, you can put your creatures to do automation at towns. Does that equal slavery? A little bit. It's a fun game, though, and it's one that I thoroughly enjoyed, so you know what? I think I am going to be playing that. And I'm going to be starting a new playthrough on it. So hopefully you can join me for that. Light of Motiram. Now this looks insane. Okay, now if half the stuff makes it into this game, it's going to be crazy. Now the reason why I've wishlisted this is I used to have these toys called Zoids. And they were like these little robot insects. We could get rhinos and giant saber-toothed cats and things. This game lets you build these giant Zoid-like creatures. Later on inside this trailer, you see it. I don't know whether I can skip these trailers on. Is there there's no fast forward? Don't know whether there is or isn't, actually. Did I manage to? Yeah, you can skip it on. But there you go. There's some of the giant robot sort of scorpions and things. But this game looks pretty insane. It looks like Horizon Zero Dawn mashed with, say, Monster Hunter Wilds, a little bit of Elden Ring. It's got elements of all the games that the people over here in the Western world love and enjoy thrown into one game, and it's ripped off so many ideas from different games and made it its own. I mean, I'm just about to play Palworld, which is a rip-off of Pokemon, so I'm not... As long as the game is fun, I don't really care if it's a rip-off of something else. As long as it helps other games push themselves to further plateaus and gives some competition, I'm all freaking for it. I mean, that little droid she's got looks just like a ghost from freaking Destiny, doesn't it? This is where you can actually build your own sort of robots and things. I mean, look at that. That's like building some sort of giant bug-type insect robot there. But yeah, this is the bit that it interests me the most. And look, you get to fly on them and stuff across the world, which looks pretty darn fun as well. It looks like you can team up with like 3 other mates too, a bit like Monster Hunter. So I'm all for this one. This one has definitely piqued my interest. On this one, there is no sort of date for release. And it's just sort of appeared out of nowhere as well. So it hasn't long been on my wish list. In fact, it's one that I didn't add to my wish list. I've only just added it on there today because I remembered it. But yeah, that is definitely one that has piqued my interest and is on my radar. Another one is Subside. Now this is like a VR game, and it's really, really cool. Now, I'm often looking for VR games that help with a bit of a workout, a little bit of cardiovascular. I've got to look after the old ticker. Got a few problems with the old ticker. So yeah, doing this and doing a little bit of swimming while I'm on my lunch break could be a way to do it, you know. I think I would thoroughly enjoy swimming around with these fishes. And there's all sorts of little trinkets that you can find through exploration, and that unlocks new levels. And it just felt so immersive. It felt so real. It's so sharp and so awesome that you kind of forget that you're not in the water. It's awesome for VR. And I love oceanic games. I love diving simulators and things like that. One of my favourite games of all time is a game called Aquanaut's Holiday. Yeah, it's a tricky one to find that. But I've already got the demo. I've already done the demo. But yeah, I think I might be adding that to my cart as well. So there we go. We'll add that to cart too. And I might be checking those out. Max Mustard is a game that's a little bit like Astrobot, but it's actually on PC and through Steam. And this was recommended by one of my friends that also has VR, and they've told me that it's freaking awesome and I definitely need to play it. I think it is one that I probably would like to play, but I don't know whether it's one that I would bring to my channel and do a playthrough. I might do a first impressions, I might do a review video, but other than that, I don't think it's one that people are going to want to watch a full playthrough of. It looks too kiddie-esque, to be honest. This is one that if my nieces and nephews were coming around a bit more often, I'd pick up just so they could play it in VR. But at the same time, I don't really want to go and shell out for it at the moment. I've just added 2 games to my cart. I think that's enough. But I've forgotten what this one is. Wild Planet. It's at the bottom of my wish list. Let's make this a little bit larger. Let's have a look at this. Because I don't remember this either. You know what? I'm going to unmute it as well. And hopefully it hasn't got any copyrighted music. Well, it hasn't really got much talking, to be honest, has it? Okay, it kind of looks like No Man's Sky, but an isometric view of it, doesn't it? Would I find this fun? I don't know. I don't think it's doing anything that No Man's Sky isn't already doing and doing better. That's the problem, isn't it, to be fair? It does look nice. But at the same time, it just looks a little bit dated though, doesn't it? You know what I mean? I don't know why I wishlisted this one. I think I might have got approached by a company asking if I would bring it to my channel and do a video or 2 on it if they gave me a key. I don't think I responded. Okay, well there's that. I think I might remove that one from my wish list. I don't know. Release date, it's already out, man. Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you what, I'm going to watch a couple of videos on that, watch a few reviews of it, see what other people say before I remove it from my wish list. But that could be one that I remove from my wish list. But anyway, we've added 2 games to cart, so let's, how do I check those out now then? Alright, let's go back over here, view cart. Oh, I've added it twice, have I? Alright, well, we'll remove one, because why would I buy it twice? Okay, cool, there we go. And yeah, how do I purchasicate it? Continue payment. There you go. I'm just going to hit that. I don't know what's going to happen, so I'm just going to jump off screen for a sec. Okay, chums, well, I've purchased-icated them, so they should be in my library now. So, Subside, there it is right there. We'd install Subside. Yep, do it. Installamundo. And we've also got Palworld. Installamundo. Yeah, I've only got a terabyte hard drive. I might have to get myself a new hard drive in the new year as well at some point. But there we go. We've got those installing. They're going to be coming to my channel. Hopefully I'll be hitting those up fairly soon for you guys. And then towards the end of January, I've got Eternal Strands. And then towards the end of February, Monster Hunter Wilds. And of course, I'm still going to be doing No Man's Sky content in between. You know, the weekend missions and things. And covering any news that may or may not happen. And also the last of the Reduxes, which we should have another one starting. Well, it's a little while yet. I'd have to look at the actual timeline for that. You know what? I'll bring it up on screen now while these are installing. And I'll let you know. Okay, I'm on the No Man's Sky website. For some reason, it's going... Oh, the reason it's going slow is I'm downloading a couple of games right now, isn't it? Right, so, Liquidators is currently running, and that's been running from the 25th of December, and it runs all the way up to the 8th of January. And then from the 8th of January to the 22nd of January, it's going to be the Expedition of Aquarius. And then from the 22nd is going to be the Cursed until the 5th of February. I kind of think that early Feb to mid-Feb we might even see another update to No Man's Sky. And I'm wondering whether it might be something fairly large. We usually see something pretty awesome to start the year off. Last year we got Orbital, which changed all the insides of like the space stations, and they gave us the first of the expeditions in February. So fingers crossed we're going to get something similar in stand-in to that. I am hoping that we might see Worlds Part 2 or Part 4 of the ARG. Don't know what that was, but that made me jump a little bit. Anyway, I've got my cup of tea to finish, and I'm going to be heading off now, hopefully to hit on that Palworld if that's actually installed-icated. Till next time, goodbye, and goodbye again.